Aral time na naman. Nahihirapan ba kayo sa mga lessons ninyo? Don't worry because we got your back. So grab your pens and take down notes because we're ready to hit the road in VOX.
In today's lesson, as we study about the scientific investigation or method, there will be some exciting fun part here as we are going to act like a scientist for today. So, I hope you enjoy this video! Scientific method is a sequence of steps followed by scientists to differentiate truth from myth and superstition. It is a set of procedures that scientists follow in order to gather data and solving problems. The main idea of studying scientific method is to define how scientists investigate the truth. The scientific method is used in all sciences, including chemistry, physics, geology, and psychology. The scientists in these fields ask different questions and perform different tests. However, they use the same core approach to find answers that are logical and supported by evidence. There are 6 key steps that characterize the scientific method. They are the observation, the research, the hypothesis, the test, the analyze, and the conclusion. Let's go to the first step. The observation. The observation is an accurate instance of viewing or noting a fact for some scientific or other special purpose, and it is gathered through your senses. This part is used to identify a problem. After we made an observation, this will lead to our next step. The research. Scientific research is the systematic investigation of scientific theories and hypotheses. Such method allows scientists to construct questions about observed problems. You can go to the library or read upon information related to the problem you identified. Review existing record or data. Doing research is a valuable tool in making smart decisions. Let's go to the next method. The hypothesis. Hypothesis is a prediction or explanation that is tested by an experiment. Sometimes hypothesis looks more like prediction. There are 2 types of hypothesis, the null and the alternative. The null hypothesis is written in negative form. For example, earthworms do not help improve the quality of soil. While alternative hypothesis is written in affirmative form. For example, earthworms help improve the quality of soil. The scientist predicts what the outcome will be when he tests his hypothesis. The test is also called the experiment. The experiment are ordered investigations that are intended to prove or disapprove a hypothesis. Important data comes from performing an experiment. The scientist has to make an observation of the results that he gets from the experiment. The purpose of an experiment is to determine whether observations of the real world agree with or conflict with the prediction derived from a hypothesis. After conducting an experiment, the scientist must begin his analysis. The analysis involves comparing the results of the experiment to the prediction posed by the hypothesis. Based on the observation he made, the scientist has to determine whether his hypothesis is correct. Then, he sums up his findings with the conclusion. Conclusion is a short paragraph that discusses the overall results of an experimental procedure and explains whether the proposed hypothesis at the beginning of the experiment was correct or not.
Scientific method helps many scientists in solving problems and making their experiments. But not only scientific method can be solved by its steps, it also has a potential to help us to be successful in our everyday life and solve many personal problems of ordinary people. For you to understand better how scientific method works, Then, let's jump to the example and
act like a scientist. You turn a light switch and the bulb does not light.
What do you think is the reason why the light bulb is not working?
As I have said earlier, the first step is the observation.
We noticed that the light bulb did not work. This will lead us to question like,
Is the light bulb blown? Now, we will skip the scientific method of research.
because the given problem is already easy for you to predict it. Let's go to the next method.
The hypothesis.
As a scientist, let's say the reason why the light bulb did not work is because
It is blown. And our prediction is if we replace the bulb when it lights, then our hypothesis is validated. If the bulb does not light, then our hypothesis is invalidated. And let's now move to the test or experiment. So now, let's replace the bulb and see what will happen. The next method is the analysis. What do you think? Will the bulb light up or not? Do you think our hypothesis is correct? And for the result, the new bulb lights up!
and for our conclusion, therefore, our hypothesis is validated. The bulb was blown. Yay! Do you enjoy being a scientist? I hope you will not think that scientific method can only be used in experiments. Scientific method can also help us in our daily life situations, like the simple problems we encounter in our house, school, and wherever we go. You just follow this method, you will be able to identify, hypothesize, analyze, and solve your own problems. What a simple way to be a scientist! And that's all for this video. Kaalaman na pagyamanin upang kinabukasan mapaghandaan natin. Sana ay may tutunan kayo. Paalam!
And that's all for today's video. Kaalaman ay pagyamanin upang kinabukasan ay mapaghandaan natin. Sana ay may natutunan kayo.